Do do do. Why can't I see my thingies? I want to see my thingies. Do do do.
Controls.
Why can't I see my
No?
thingies? I want to see my thingies.
Oh.
Do do do.
Controls.
Why can't I see my
No?
thingies? I want to see my thingies.
Oh. Oh.
Do do do. See, normally
Controls.
can't I see my
No?
thingies? I want to see my thingies.
Oh.
If I open up and I start streaming, it'll open up a little window, a little box. See, normally
Controls.
can't I see my
No?
thingies?
That,
I want to see my thingies.
oh.
If I we'll put all the comments,
open
so
up
I don't have to
and I
have
start
YouTube
streaming,
it'll open up a
as
little
well
window, a
as
little box.
OBS.
See, normally
Controls.
can't I see my
No?
thingies?
That,
I want to see my thingies.
but what are you gonna
If
do?
We'll put all the comments, so I don't have to
and I
have
start
YouTube
streaming,
it'll open up a
as
little
well
window, a
as
little box.
OBS.
See, normally
Controls.
can't I see my
No?
thingies?
That,
I want to see my That's better. That was driving me crazy. I was listening to a constant loop of myself talking to not to myself, but it was just my voice repeated over and over again. So I'm coming to you live today. I'll wait to see if anybody shows up, but I have a small announcement, and then we'll open up the floor to questions and comments. All one of you, which I think is me. That's all right, though. I'm just waiting for something to happen, I guess. Oh, I got to change laundry over. I do have to do that. Damn shit. Why'd I have to get all thoughtful there for a second and start thinking about the things that I should be doing? So it wasn't much. I got Grayson from school. I got gas. I watched a lady get out of her car, punch a guy in the head, and then he chased her down. I got out of my car at that. No, I was just about to get out of my car. He chased her down. She pushed him, knocked his hat off. He went back for his hat. She jumped in her car, took off, and yelled, "Ha ha," out the window. He jumped in his car, somehow left his hat again, or maybe it was her hat. I don't know. There's not a cat involved in this. I think I might have just said cat. But her hat, or his hat, was still there, so some guy came over and grabbed it and brought it inside. I think he was going to leave it there, but, it's windy. A hat's not just going to sit in one place forever if it's windy outside. A good gust of wind. I mean, how many miles per hour does a gust of wind have to be traveling at to pick up the average size fitted hat, let's say? I mean, I bet it's less than 10 miles an hour. I don't know. I don't know how wind works versus like a car. Because if a car hit a hat, like that just happened to be suspended in midair, it would send it sailing. Or it might even, inertia. I don't know. 10 miles an hour, I feel like there would be a... What's inertia? Maybe it's a seasonal thing, but I've noticed my skin and nails have been horribly dry lately. I fear it might be from lack of water, or I think it might be consuming more alcohol than I am water. I need to drink way more water. Way more water, Jay. If you watch this, which I'll never edit this probably. I'll just throw it up there. So we can all remember that day when we all got together. And why don't I share this? I guess it makes more sense to share it. Where's the copy link? Okay. Here we go. Vodkast. Biggity boom. Get started. You get started. You don't tell me. I tell you, stupid thing. Okay. I've officially posted something to the internet, only to the Vodkast page. I guess I could go over and put it on the... Well, why not? I guess I could. Can't hurt. Put it on my page, too. See if anybody's out there who wants to hang out. I've only got about a half hour here, a little bit less than a half hour, then I'm going to jump off. But I thought I would take this time, in this little downtime that I have, which I guess technically should be moving the wash to the dryer. I went through a process today. All right. Let me give you one of my average days. Let's say I start laundry in the morning. Like, I'll bring it down early before 8 o'clock. Then I'll get the kids' food ready. And then, you don't want my whole spiel. My experience with Walmart is I always like to check their clearance section because, well, I mean, I love a good deal. And I I found if you could, I'll share a deal with you that I found. Did I need Appa? No, I didn't need Appa, but he's a McFarlane toy. Look, his little mouth opens up and his head turns. He's got a cute little tail. $4. That's right. It's probably originally like $25 or something. It was probably one of the bigger sets. The figures are a lot smaller. I happened to pick up a few of the figures a few weeks ago because I loved the last Airbender. I don't remember what it's called. I liked it when the kids watched it. So it was enough content that I consumed that I enjoyed it. Oh, wait a minute. I should probably keep this open and see if anybody's watching. Nope. Okay, good. I feel better knowing that I didn't miss anybody, though. But I feel like I want to do a little bit of a dry brush on this. I know I've said it before with the Iron Giant. He's sitting around here somewhere, too. But, like, it's such a flat paint job. Like, sorry, the lighting is so different now that, I used to have these headlights that basically glared in my face, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But it's so flat, and the sculpt is really cute, looks really good, so I'm excited about that, but I just want, I don't know, I want a little bit of depth and texture to it. And then this one, I've been waiting for this thing to drop in price, because it was originally $25, and it was hovering at, what am I doing? This is like Deal Tuesdays or something like that? Maybe it is, I don't know, maybe that's what it'll become. You guys want to know about the deals, where to get them? I don't know, I can start looking. I gotta get a better car, though. Somebody wants to get a new car, I'll just drive around all day and we'll find some deals. But okay, check this out. I'm not a huge fan of Kevin Smith. I like Kevin Smith, and I loved his He-Man. And I loved the Skella God when he got the Sword of, not Sword of Omens. I'm doing a little crossover there. That'd be nice, huh? Wouldn't that be fun? A little Thundercats He-Man crossover show. I would enjoy watching that, and I think you would too. Anyway, Skelegod was just the coolest looking figure when he came up, and I'm like, I like the show, but I don't need another collection. I collect Star Wars. I love Star Wars shit. The Black Series stuff is fantastic. If I find deals on that, I pick it up. I love McFarlane toys. I really dig their stuff. Haven't bought a single G.I. Joe figure, but I am going to pick up Shipwreck if I can find him. I'm not going to go out of my way to order him or anything like that, but that's one I would go with. It's the 80s shows. I kind of want a representative from each 80s show to display. I don't know. Maybe I have this pipe dream where one day I'm going to own this giant mansion, and I'm going to have my display room for all my toys, and you bet your ass there'll be a crazy Dungeons and Dragons room. Oh my God. Oh, if you gave me an architect to sit down with, and we could just, I'd be like, I want that, I want that, I want that, and that. Oh. I guess that'd be a dream. If I had $1 million, people sometimes say, whoa, so you won $1 bajillion, what would you do? Pay off my house. Of course you'd pay off your house, but then what would you do? I don't want the boring stuff. Tell me about the good stuff. I don't need a lot of things. I would love to have a tiny little home in the middle of nowhere with really good internet, because that's important to me. That's about the only other thing. Running water and electricity is nice, but without a good internet, what's the point in life? I don't mean that, of course. I'm just being silly. I don't know if anybody's going to show up, and I'm only going to be on, well, I guess I'll be on for another 20 minutes, so I don't want to go announcing things if all of a sudden something could change. You never know. Time waits for no one. What else? Deals. I got no other deals to share with you. I got a few other things, but they're kind of boring. You guys wouldn't give two craps about that. I'll tell you what's exciting though is if you're old enough to get your hands on one of these little nips. Screwball, peanut butter flavored whiskey, unbelievably good. If you love peanut butter, if you don't like peanut butter, then you should not buy this. But if you're into peanut butter and you're into whiskey, I'm just gonna get rid of these. I can't see with them. I can't see without them. They're all scratched up from probably my many, But, however, and I huck them and they fall. And now they've had a few incidences of me enraged because they won't sit on my face. So the next time, if you guys have any suggestions for good glasses or glasses that won't fall off my stupid head, because I have there's no bump. It's just whee. And so all day my glasses are just like, wee. And so I almost need them to be tight because at this point my prescription has changed. So up here ain't doing much anyway. But if I look through the reading part of it, this is the adult, the old person part of the live stream that none of you are watching. And it's okay. It's okay. I don't expect it. This is random. These are random. You know, I might be nervous if somebody showed up right now. I might just clam up and be like, oh my God, who is it? Are they going to comment? Should I keep talking? Am I talking out loud? No, I know I'm talking. I could talk to myself all day. I don't. I usually am very quiet. I usually don't have this many lights on. I usually sit around with one tiny little light on. I got blackout curtains in here. I don't know. I love the outdoors. I love nature. But if I'm in here, like I need to focus on what I'm doing in here. And there's a lot of distractions behind me, but thankfully not in front of me. I suppose that's a good thing to do if you're doing stuff. Make sure the stuff in front of you is the stuff you need to focus on and all the other stuff is behind you. Huh. I'm a pretty smart guy, huh? That was pretty good, huh? Little philosophy. Little vodcastology, or I don't know what we'd call it. What would you call a religion based on the vodcast? You'd be vodcastians, I would imagine. I would never make you drink the Kool-Aid unless, you were into Kool-Aid. Then, there'd be no poison in it, I promise. I would not poison any of you. There you go. See, if it ever comes up and they're like, we think you poisoned this guy, because that's how they come at you. They're like, hey there, fella, we know you poisoned that guy. I will never poison anyone in my life. I guess I can't really prove that, but I have no intentions, nor would I ever, see. I wouldn't even know how to poison somebody. I was like, oh, we could find out and search for it, but that's probably not the best thing to be searching for. Sometimes I don't got the best ideas. Fairly certain this is a Lego piece, but I don't know what it came from. There's a new tradition around here that I love, this tradition, where on Father's Day every year, the kids pick out a Star Wars. I think it's going to be Star Wars Lego every year. The last 2 years have been that. First year it was Mando's ship before it was destroyed, of course. And then this year was the Luke Skywalker's Rebel Alliance helmet. I just feel like this may have come off of something. I don't know. Maybe not. Corey would know. Corey loves Legos. He likes to play with Legos. Sometimes he'll jump in a pile of Lego. Oh, being a Lego fan is like being vegan. It's like, whoa, don't you dare make that plural, you son of a bitch. No problem with vegans. I've been vegan several times in my life. Twice, I guess. I don't want to lie to you. Once for a significant amount of time. The thing that drove me crazy was just other vegans. It really was. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm going to shut the fuck up now because I don't mean to harp on anybody because I respect it so much. But just shut the fuck up about it, okay? I get it. I totally get it. Maybe it's the drilling. Maybe it's the drilling that is important. I don't know. But to me, the closest thing I can compare it to is Christians trying to convert people in public. And it drives me crazy. That shit drives me bananas. And so making the comparison, let's not talk about this anymore, none of you. Geez Louise. I filmed 2 episodes today. Got the other one all set to go up tomorrow. I'm kind of glad I did because I do, I don't know if you guys know about lynchburgdoes.com, but it's a site that once a week we post the events coming up for the following week for Lynchburg. And if there's nothing, we post about a TV show. Or if there's really nothing, I put up an advertisement for the Vodkast because I'll peddle this shit wherever I can. And you should too. If you're looking for a t-shirt, let me know. Unfortunately, I don't have any quick examples I can throw up on the screen. I have 2 that I've made. One is an Oreo symbol, and it just says thevodcast.com. The other one is the Vodkast logo that you see on each and every episode of the Vodkast. You probably clicked on it to get into this video today. Why am I talking like I'm doing like a National Geographic documentary series about a jungle cat, wild jungle cats. They sometimes come out into the savannah to get their prey, and that's where they find the gazelles, lurking near water holes often. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. All that matters is what's going on in my head. I told my friend Frank Efroy from High From Space. If you've never checked out High From Space, you check out High From Space. You know who else is on High From Space? Jess. You know what her show is? Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. It's like a giant, like just a, I don't know what to say. Crossover. I don't want to say crossover. We all do our thing, and we all do our things together, and we all do our things separate, and it's fun. I was saying to Frank the other day that I know what it tastes like in my mind. He's like, you don't even know what it tastes like. And I said, I know what it tastes like in my mind. He said, that's impossible. I said, yeah, but what if I've been hiding a secret mutant ability my whole life from everyone, and I can know what anything tastes like? Could you imagine that if you accidentally, like, used your mutant ability to taste something you didn't mean to taste, and it was just, like, god-awful? You were, like, in the middle of a conversation, or you're at church, or I don't know why you use church as an example, but let's go with church. I've been to a church. I've been to church many times. Yeah, imagine that, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, some lady sprays her perfume, and you're like, oh, and you eat it, and it's just like, whoa, you know what I mean? You ever walk through your mother's perfume on Sunday mornings? My mother, God rest her soul, I call her a dirty, filthy whore all the time, and she was a wonderful mother. She really was. But she wore the worst fucking perfume and overdid it in our tiny little bathroom in Mendon, Massachusetts, 6 Elm Street in Mendon, Massachusetts. My dad was the Baptist minister there at the Baptist church, and she would load up on that shit. Man, I hated Sunday mornings. I hated getting up on Sunday mornings. I liked watching Bob Ross while I was getting ready, but having to wear dress clothes, like, I love it now. I love when an opportunity comes up, which, I mean, I could just go to Walmart in like a full suit if I really wanted to, but people are going to stare, and I'm a monster. So, I could taste things with my mind. Mutant powers. Imagine hiding a mutant power your whole life and never tell anyone, like, you have this crazy power. I don't think I could. Like, I'd be like, I want to tell people. I'd be like, well, like, not the general population, but like my close friends and family, like, holy fucking shit, you're not going to believe this. Like, wouldn't you? I don't know. Maybe not. I guess it depends on the power. What if it was a gross or embarrassing power, or you had to be naked for it or something like that? Be like, hey, I'm going to show you my power, but here, here's the thing. You know what I mean? Probably not, though. I mean, I've never tested using the Force while I was naked. I mean, at least once a day I'm trying to use the Force on something, change somebody's mind or levitate something, but it hasn't worked. But maybe naked, maybe that's the key to it all. You have to be naked to use the Force. Midichlorians, Tatooine, Annie, C-3PO robots, pod racing. Remember episode 1? My friend Corey recently said that he has no problem with the, well, he's got problems, but like he loves the prequels now, and I kind of want to go back and watch them again. I love watching them as a whole thing, like where you watch them over the course of a day or 2 or 3. Well, usually 2 or 3 days, because now that there's 9 official, and you've got the other movies, and hell, if you want to throw in the Clone Wars, which you should, and Rebels, which is a phenomenal show, Bad Batch. I swear, like, I don't understand. Like, I think people are looking for something out inside of Star Wars sometimes that, like, I don't know, there's 2 types of Star Wars fans, I think, is what it really boils down to. It's those that love, their hearts are ingrained, and, like, they want to consume as much of that information as their mind wants to allow them to. And then there are others that, I don't know, they float on the surface and they dip their toes in, like, when it's convenient. I feel like I've just made fun of Star Wars fans, which is probably a bad idea. I am a huge Star Wars fan, have been ever since 1977. I was 2 years old when I was in that theater. And it's the first thing I can remember about life. And the only thing I remember about the damn movie is the TIE fighters. I remember like X-Wings chasing them across the sky, or they were chasing X-Wings. I don't remember what scene it was, but obviously I'm 2 years old. But that's the first thing in my mind I can remember, because I remember seeing it now as I grew older and watched it again and again and again. And it brings me back to that theater, and I can see my father and my grandmother and my mother and my uncle are there. And I believe the back row is my other uncle who's passed away, and my aunt and her kids. Maybe this is just some illusion that I made up for myself, but I swear to God, it's the first thing that I think I remember remembering. What is it? Oh, my glasses. My glasses. Should I bring all my shoes and my glasses so I'll have them? You ever listen to the Jerky Boys? Back in like the late 80s, early 90s, maybe mid 90s. And they're still around doing things. There's a podcast and stuff, but they used to be prank phone callers in a time where there was no, caller ID, or it was just starting to come about. That's why probably what finished their career. But up until then, you could just pick up a phone, call whoever the hell you wanted. In my case, it was a rotary dial phone. My grandmother used to let me just prank phone call people, and I'd call them up and scream bloody murder. I'm being fucking killed. Like, she would let me swear. She didn't give a shit. The first time my mother ever heard me swear, I've told the story on here before, but you've probably not watched all 1,200 episodes of the Vodkast in the road to 40. But the first time my mother heard me swear was I stubbed my pinky toe on my grandmother's rocking chair. It went like right in between and just hit me right there. And I said, "Goddamn motherfucking asshole." And the next thing I heard was, "Jason, Andrew, you get upstairs." And I was like, oh, fuck. And so I knew I was screwed. But my mother never really doled out punishments. I think I was spanked when I was very little. I think I liked it. I don't remember. No, I remember, though, because when it would come, like, you'd see the hand come and you'd be like, you'd tense up for it. But, no, I never really got in trouble. The only time I got in trouble is when I got arrested for trespassing, because I was on the roof of a school. I didn't want to be there that day, and my friends and my mother forced me out of the house and went, and I did not want to play basketball because I've never wanted to really play basketball. I barely even want to watch basketball. And so my friend Mike was kind enough to be like, "Hey, you want to go take the bikes and go for a ride?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, definitely. That'd be cool." So we went and we did that. He said, "Oh, when my parents used to be in the PTO meetings, me and my brother would climb up the side of the building and hang out on the roof." I was like, "No shit." He's like, "Yeah, we'd just climb up the downspout." So we're like, "Okay." So we climbed up a downspout, a few windows, onto a porch, hiked yourself up. Finally, you're on, this 3-story building. You go to the back and it's a drop. And we were just hanging out. Like, I'm into doing shit like that. Like, if we could have gotten into the school, I wouldn't damage a thing. I wouldn't do a damn thing. But I love being where you're not supposed to be. There's just something about that feeling inside you. I don't know if you've ever experienced it. I'm sure you have. And so we were just up there hanging out, and we heard some cars pull up. We were like, shit, they're going to steal the bikes. So we ran back over, and then we realized it was the police. And we were like, fuck. And so we're just like, well, just let them take the bikes. We can get them tomorrow. Like, we can go down there and just be like, oh, we ditched them there because we were going to do something or whatever. And we waited and waited and waited. And then another car pulled up, and we heard the hatch opening up on the roof. We're like, fuck. So we immediately walked right over. Like, I was just like, we're caught. Unless we're jumping, we're caught. So they're like, what are you guys doing up here? I was like, oh, we're just hanging out. And they're like, oh, well, now you're just under arrest, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, it was a little silly. It was a bummer. The only time I've ever been arrested in my life was at that time. And I spent the night in the local jail cell, which was awful. And my stomach was a mess. And there's no doors on that thing, but there are toilets. So you got to make decisions. They ask you if you want a pillow and blanket. And I was like, I don't want a pillow and blanket. I'll only be here a little while. So I said no. At one point, I finally asked, and they gave me some because, like, I couldn't, it's a metal bed, open. There's lights on constantly. Can't really sleep. Nowhere to really, hide from it. That's my jail experience. Hey, somebody's watching. That was the time I got arrested for trespassing. You just missed a good story. Maybe you were there for it. I didn't notice. See, yeah, that's the situation with that. I don't know how we got into getting arrested. Trespassing. Cryptid bits. Was there Bradley's at the old mall? You know, that's the funny thing is the old mall, yes, there was, but at the new mall, never was. There's a bunch of people that will tell you there were. There's a bunch of people that will tell you that they actually worked there. They're fucking liars. They're from another dimension, not ours. Take it on Cryptid Bits. Let's talk about it on there because some Mandela effect shit is happening in Taunton, Massachusetts, I'm telling you. You get smack dab in the middle of the, it's pretty much in the middle. If you look at an overhead map, I think it's pretty close to the center. You're looking at Taunton just about the smack dab center of the, Bridgewater Triangle where in massive amount of activity is. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it. Jess is here. If you got any questions for her, well, you don't because there's nobody else here. But you should check out her channel if you watch this video later and you find that we were sitting here. That, what were we talking about? Bridgewater Triangle. Yeah, check out Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits on YouTube. It's good shit. You don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it if you did. You can too, Jess, but you do every day whenever you're doing your thing. Well, I guess, I got about another 10 minutes here, so I'll make my announcement. It's not a very exciting announcement. I won't be eating these this week. Rick Brady kind of made a comment earlier, and that cheese earlier tore my tummy up. Like I can't eat spicy food no more. I just can't do it. Or at least not to that extent. Like the commercial grade stuff, even the nacho cheese was tolerable. It didn't last, like how some of these do. When we did the gummy bear, it was either the gummy bear or the chip. The whole next day was just constant pain in my stomach, and I don't want to do that. These, if I can build myself up through some time, I would be very interested. I still think I could do this. I remember the gummy bear not being pleasant. Jess, do you remember the gummy bear not being pleasant? Yeah. Oh wait, there's a loop thing here. I keep forgetting. So when I do this, let's see how long it takes. Wait a minute, let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10-second. Oh, I wonder if that's legit. Like, I wonder if I can switch that up in here. Oh, you don't care about that. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because this is, I just have I was going to put this in chili. I was going to do half a teaspoon in a small bowl of chili and eat it. But after the nacho cheese this morning, my tummy was already a wreck. I had tummy troubles. And the thought of eating anything with a higher Scoville like that just scared the shit out of me. So I'm kind of glad that you gave me the out, Rick, because I really appreciate you sending those things. And I feel bad. They won't go to waste. And to be honest, if we can set I didn't realize how much this thing was. Holy shit. If there's any way we can, do anything about it, get it back to you or get rid of it or return it, like I would, gladly, send it back to you. This I'd like to hang on to though. I feel like someday not too distant future, this will be in the cards for me. But I'm a huge Pepper Joe's fan. Anyway, if you have never tried their stuff, you should check it out. Delicious. Their pickles, not a big fan, but I also hate the hell out of pickles. But they do a snap into a Slim Jim type deal that's really good. What do you call that? It's not a jerky. Is it a jerky? Is it jerky sticks? Jerky. We were just talking about the Jerky Boys. We've come full circle. Holy shit. Jerky Boys, yeah, they were a good time to listen to, and there are a few of them that no matter, like, there's triggers in the real world that all of a sudden will be like, oh, and I have to, like, say a line because I heard something that reminds me of it. You know what I mean? It's probably, like, the same with, like, songs and stuff like that, too. But for me, the Jerky Boys, Corey, a friend of mine, a friend of Jess's, and I would drive around. It got to the point where we were so obsessed that I made like these mixtapes where I just cut like the funny parts like really close to each other. So we would just listen to these streaming, like out of context thoughts just coming across, and they were just strange. And one of them was that whole, I'll bring all my shoes and my glasses so I'll have them. And I kept repeating on the recording. It was, oh, Jess left. Now I'm all alone and talking to myself again. So I'll have them. So I'll have them. Yeah. Yeah, so the announcement is made. We've gone live. We've done our thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope when you're watching this in the future that you understand that I hate letting people down, but this scares the shit out of me. Can you see that? You can't see it. Sorry. Anywho. Thank you guys for taking the time, stopping by, and checking this out. If you guys are loving watching these as much as I am loving making them, you should consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and then hit the little bell icon. It'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and in the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is the Vodkast, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Take care, everybody. Oh, I stopped recording, but I didn't do... Okay.